Hey guys, I'm Jamie the Spirit Coach and I'm here to give you guys a general reading. Please do take what resonates and leave the rest, as this may or may not be for you at this time. Welcome Capricorn. This message is going to be for you. For this round of readings, we are looking at your hero's journey. We're looking at the sacred hero within you, because I believe that we all, if we're walking this path to enlightenment, we're walking this self-healing journey, then we are becoming the hero for ourselves, right? So we're looking at that archetype within you. We're seeing what the overall hero within you, what that energy is and how it's moving you forward in this lifetime. I've pulled your cards already, Capricorn. We've pre-shuffled them and pulled them to save on time for this reading. So we've got an oracle message to begin, and then we've pulled some tarot messages to go along with some type of storyline here, okay? So Capricorn, your first card from the Sacred Revels Oracle is Focus on the Light. And this is your card. Take a moment to look at the images on this card. Be with the energy of this card. It doesn't matter if you're seeing a male or a female, gender does not matter here. It's simply the energy of this archetype. Focusing on the light. So Capricorn, just from intuiting what I'm seeing on this card, I feel like in life, you know, we do have challenges, right? We have struggles from time to time. And I notice here in the background there's like trees, and it almost is reminding me of mountains, right? And how we have to climb mountains sometimes in life, right? We're trekking up that hill. And a lot of times in trekking up that hill, we're met with challenge, we're met with adversity, we're met with things that like push us to almost give up at times, right? But we have to keep our focus on the things that are positive in that situation, right? Keep the focus on meeting the goal, reaching the top of the mountain. So we've got number 37 on this card as well, which breaks down to a 10. So that for me signifies like completions, right? A completion of some type of cycle that you may be going through, or something, you know, that has happened for you many times over in your life. So we'll read from the book on this first card. It can be a little bit lengthy, Capricorn, so bear with me as I read through. I apologize, my voice is a little scratchy as I'm coming down with like a little bit of a cold, but we'll get through it, okay? For Capricorn, focus on the light. A tremendous force of light is gathering around you. It is attracted to the purity of your intention to create from your heart. As your intention grows, so does the light. As the light grows, so does your intention. Magic wants to happen for you now. The synchronicity, perfect timing, opportunities, and information that are needed will seem to be drawn right to your front door. You may start to feel as if you cannot walk outside without stumbling into something helpful, wonderful, or inspiring. You might be startled at this interplay of light with your heart that evokes many new successes and attracts an abundance of opportunities your way. You may need to adjust as the field of light grows stronger and its effect becomes more palpable. It may bring rather dramatic improvements into your world. You may be uncomfortable or feel out of your depth with these changes. This would be understandable, but it would be a shame for you to hold on to that resistance for anything more than a brief moment. Any resistance or fear will inhibit the continuing free flow of light so that it can manifest its beauty through you in the physical world where it is needed. It is best to stay focused on your pure heart and intentions. Just allow all else to happen of its own accord without making it mean anything too personal. Simply let it be the workings of the great light of love flowing through a pure heart and touching the world. Even if the light that is drawn to you and flows through you has some dazzling effects, you don't have to get caught up in it. Doing so might start you worrying that you're unworthy or that you're unable to keep up. This worry will constrict possibilities rather than allowing the free flow of the light. You have permission simply to be appreciative of the light and to enjoy it as you continue to focus on what really matters. The pure intention of your heart and your desire to create. If you're not sure what this means or how it would look on a practical level, consider this example. A service-oriented business becomes very successful financially and gains considerable commercial power, which can be used to help promote its message or assist other organizations in gaining exposure to the public. Of course, that power could be used in less pure ways, such as boosting personal ego rather than promoting the agenda of the heart. Power games and politics might start erupting as the people grab for their share, and suddenly the purity of the project begins to crumble. Sometimes success can be like a powerful mirror and a shining searchlight as it shows up what was already within someone or a group of people. Under the spotlight of success, it is more intense, amplified, and obvious. This can give us an opportunity to sow the seeds of our own destruction, or to work on what arises from a heart-centered perspective to create a firmer foundation that supports even greater attainment. How would that work in this example? By returning attention to the heart of why the business was started in the first place. It is wise to maintain focus on the pure original motivation for the work, rather than shifting course to focus on money or influence. The latter are not bad per se, but they are a rather different vibration, focused on personal gain rather than heart-centered contribution. When focus shifts from the heart, the underlying energy of any creative project can become contaminated with lower vibrational forces such as fear, which is behind greed, for example. If this is not rectified, that business or creative project will begin to change. It will lose the luster of its original purpose that made it so attractive and magnetic to the light. Its continued ability to grow as a light in the world is diminished. It may end up becoming just another corporate machine, successful according to more conventional measures or not. The genuine heart-centered success that creates a win-win field of energy for all involved can only be attained, nurtured, and expanded when those creating the project or business remain focused on the purity of their own original intentions. This oracle brings an assurance of success of the highest order, not just commercially, but from the heart. It will manifest as a highly valuable offering to the world. This applies to a project endeavor or organization in which you are involved. Your heart will help you realize which group or project it applies to. It may be more than one. However, you must stay focused. Enjoy the glittering lights of success, but don't be distracted by them. Stay on point with what you want to create and why, and stay true to yourself. This oracle also brings another message. Don't be distracted by other paths around you at this time, as you are too close to succeeding on the one you are on now. Diluting your energies in the pursuit of too much will slow down your success, and the world needs your light to shine sooner rather than later. In time, you may diversify and explore other ways to express yourself, but for now, build what you are working on and know that success is coming swiftly. Okay, Capricorn, so I really feel like mostly what that message is talking about is whenever we set out on a journey on some type of creative project or something that we're working on, you know, we might get inspired information that comes through, right? We get inspired about it and then we get really excited and we start building it. We start doing it with a pure positive intention, right? Prime example, me doing tarot readings online. If I shift my focus from doing these readings just simply because I love doing them, and I want to help others with empowering their self. If my focus shift from that intention towards the intention of only getting viewers and only getting like subscribers, getting my content viewed so that I can be successful, then it changes the vibration of that intention, right? The intention no longer comes from a space of doing it because I love doing it, and instead it's doing it because I'm feeling forced to meet some goal, right? So I think that could be something that you have experienced throughout your life, or it's something you might be coming into in the near future. Because with your first messages in the beginning of your story, we have here the 5 of Wands with the 8 of Swords. So 5 of Wands can talk about, it can talk about competition. It can talk about like, it can't even be seen as like a battle or a fight or a disagreement. But it also can be seen as training, right? Learning. I mean, if you look at this card closely, they're not hitting each other with their wands. They're hitting the other wands with their wands, right? So it could be like a training course. So it's like you start out in this space of learning things, like, you know, like gathering information and practicing your skills, right? Like really honing in on practicing and perfecting your skill. And in that, I feel that that's when like your mind starts to kind of get the best of you, because maybe you want, like, maybe you have expectations of yourself doing something, and maybe those expectations are kind of far reached, right? Like I feel like expectations, all in all, they can set you up for failure, because 9 times out of 10, things don't go exactly as we plan them, right? The universe is working behind the scenes as well, playing a part in this. So, like, when it starts to feel like, you know, when it starts to feel like adversity, when it starts to feel like challenge, when it starts to feel like I don't know, it could be like in a group setting, like maybe you're feeling like you're not fitting in with the group or something, you know, like there's some differences that show up, and when those differences show up, it puts you in a negative headspace, right? It makes you feel kind of trapped up in the mind, and you start becoming a little bit pessimistic, right? And you start seeing like fears and insecurities, and those things become louder and stronger, and that's when sometimes the intention of what you're doing will shift or change, right? And then in the middle of your story, Capricorn, it comes into the 7 of Pentacles, Temperance reversed, and Hangman reversed. So I feel like you'll start feeling this mental anguish, right? Like frustrations, confusion, fears, illusions, right? And that's when you kind of slow down and you start to look at like, okay, how far have I come with this, right? Like what am I putting my energy into? What have I put my energy into so far? What have I been able to gather and like stack up for myself? What have I been able to collect for myself? Like what skills, talents, gifts, and abilities do I have in my pocket that will help me come back to center, right? That will help me feel less I don't know, like less frustration or less like force, you know? Temperance reverse and Hangman reverse. Hey, Temperance, whether it's in the upright or in the reverse, it's telling you, like, careful not to operate on extremes, right? Like, Capricorn, I think you can have a tendency to, like, have that mentality of all or nothing sometimes, because you're very earthy energy. You're very, like, you like things done in a certain order, in a certain way, and you like knowing what's coming before it comes, right? So I feel like when you're in those moments of this, like, uncertainty, you start getting impatient, right? Like, you start getting really impatient, and the hero within you is trying to get you to continue keeping your eyes on the light, right? Keeping your eyes on the successes you've achieved up to this point, right? The accomplishments you've done up to this point. Trying to get you to flip the perspective and see something in a different light, right? Understanding that it doesn't necessarily mean to give up or quit going or make, like, drastic change either. It could just simply be, like, reiterating, like, hey, your mind is drifting over here into this negative space. And we all know that our mind, you know, our subconscious thoughts are what's manifesting our life, our reality for us. And that, you know, most of the time the fears are what's in the subconscious, and we're not paying attention to those fears, but we're operating from that space, right? So it's like the hero within you tries to pull you back and get you to see, like, look at the light right now. Like, don't look at the shadow so much. Look at the light. Turn your eyes towards the light, right? Hold that light within your hands. I want to look at, where did that other book go? I want to look at this Temperance reversed real quick. Also, it's like being aware of extremes in your behavior, right? Like, you could get easily, like, triggered, Capricorn, or frustrated if things aren't going, like, smoothly, right? If there's hiccups or bumps along the way, you could be easily frustrated by that. But, like, Temperance wants you to come back to balance, physically, mentally, spiritually, right? Mind, body, spirit, bring them all into harmony with one another. And then the Hangman is saying you might feel out of sync with yourself or your life, but beware of a tendency to flail about when you should be still. So, you know, it could be in those times that challenge shows up. It's really trying to slow you down for just a period of rest, right? A period of seeing something different, seeing the light, focusing back onto the light, focusing your sights back onto, you know, the ultimate reason why you do these things in the first place, right? And then to end your messages, we have the Star with the Ace of Pentacles. And this is really beautiful, beautiful energy here, Capricorn. This is a wish come true. It's financial abundance. It's material abundance. It's wealth, right? Like, this is success. This is it's like a balanced energy too, you know, with the Star here. She's watering both the land and the lake or pond, or watering the land from the pond. It's like having all your resources, right? Having everything that you need as well, in an abundance, right? healing, peace, hope, right? With the star. So it's like focus your attention back onto what feels like hope in your heart, what feels like peace in your heart, what feels like, you know, your original pure intention. Come back to that. And, you know, when you do, new things happen, right? New ideas come in. It's successful. This initiates a timeline where your future wealth, health, and material abundance are ushered in. Because you've taken the time to work on these goals with that positive intention, right? You've kept your eyes on the light. In your last reading, Capricorn, I think it was the last one or the one before, you had gone through like an awakening, and there was like clairaudient abilities coming through in that reading. And, you know, I feel like, because we have here at the bottom of your deck, it was the Page of Pentacles with the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So I feel like, you know, you were offered this, right? You were offered something. A gift was given to you, offered to you. I feel like this came from the universe, right? And it was something that brings emotional fulfillment. It brings emotional satisfaction. And it makes you feel like your cup is overflowing. Like it's an endless amount of this blessing. And I think you accepted this gift, right? You took it in and you started working with it, training yourself with it, utilizing it. And parts of it can like be overwhelming. You know, maybe there's fears that you're not doing it right, or, you know, that, because we all have that, right? We all have that like fear that we might, I don't know, like we compare ourselves to others, and it's not necessary. But I think like if you get yourself out of this Eight of Swords, and, you know, let that hero within guide you back to the light, because that's what it wants you. It's where it wants you to be, is in the light. You are a light, right? I feel like you're a light worker, Capricorn. You are a light worker. All right, so we'll end this reading with a message from the Enchanted Map Oracle to see where this hero is taking you to, right? Like, what's the outcome of all of this? We know that it's going to be wish fulfillment. It's going to be maybe even financial prosperity and abundance, right? But it's like, let's get a little more detail here. I want to invite you to Capricorn. I am now offering extended readings over on Patreon. If that is something that interests you, go ahead and look in the description box below, where you will find a link to the Patreon community, and you can join us over there for more exclusive content. All right, for Capricorn, spirit guides, angels. Where is this bringing them to? Where is this hero within bringing them to, Spirit? Heal the ouch. Yeah, I definitely feel, you know, you are healing. You're going through deep transformation, Capricorn. You're going through massive shifts, massive changes. You are healing something, you know, in yourself, in your life path. I feel like, too, something that's coming to mind is like a stone in the shoe. If you walk around with a stone in your shoe and you ignore the stone, eventually that stone will rub a blister on the foot, right? And you have to stop. And you have to quit walking on your foot. You have to elevate your foot. You have to doctor up your foot. You have to baby your foot. And then it puts you down for a while. But if you start noticing the ouch before it gets to that point, then you can doctor on it while it's still in motion, and it, you know, you can continue to keep moving, right? Does that make sense? So I don't know what that has to do with this, but that came through. All right, so let's read from the book on this. Heal the ouch. I feel this hero within you wants to bring about this deep, deep, deep healing for you. Okay, it says, forgiveness is the healer of the soul. This is a time for great soothing of the heart, body, soul, and mind, as this card indicates that healing will be prevalent in your life now. If you feel drawn to study the healing arts, you'll be successful in developing your natural capacity to restore others to wellness. However, the message may be that you're being called to change your behaviors in order to heal the earth. Perhaps you'll switch to a cruelty-free diet or eating less meat, or perhaps you'll pay more attention to how much water or electricity you use. You're asked to be conscious of your footprint on the sacred earth and all of life and commit to the healing path. The Heal the Ouch card may also be an indicator of old wounds and broken bonds being mended. Reconciliations are possible now. Let bygones be bygones. Yeah. Wow. Capricorn. If you are considering doing some type of healing works, spiritual works of some sort, this is a big fat yes for you to do that, Capricorn. If you're feeling called, I don't know, maybe you're feeling called to work with the tarot, or you're feeling called to do Reiki, or I don't know. I don't really know what it is, but something in that mystical, magical, spiritual realm, I feel you're being directed into. You're being pushed in that direction, Capricorn, especially from the last couple of readings I've done for you. You're being transformed. You're being healed from the inside out so that you can be this beautiful guide for others. You are the star. You are the Ace of Pentacles. You are the gift. Right? So that is all I have for you, Capricorn. We're going to go ahead and do your extended reading now. So if you're interested in joining me on Patreon, like I said before, go ahead and click the link in the description box below. Feel free to hit that like button, guys. Give me a follow if you haven't already, or comment down below how the reading is resonating. I love to get the feedback from you. And feel free to check out your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign. If this message is not the one, there may be something else out there for you. So I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to do this reading for you. I'm sorry I'm getting so tongue-tied now, Capricorn. I don't know what that's about. That could be something you're struggling with too, like maybe holding yourself back a little bit because you are fearful that you're not, I don't know. I feel like there's some type of fear there that's telling you some lies, right? Telling you maybe that you're not good enough, but that's not true at all. You are, and you are absolutely the person for this work. So I love you, Capricorn. I appreciate you, and I'll see you again next time. Have a blessed day. Bye.